A brutal polar vortex blast is sending power and gas bills to the moon, triggering chaos and panic as electricity prices across the United States are exploding amid one of the toughest winters ever registered. That's what we're going to expose today, so stay with us and don't forget to leave a thumbs up and share this video, and of course subscribe to our channel to keep updated with the next chapters of the US economic collapse, the stock market frenzy, the housing market bubble, and much more. Without further ado, let's jump into this video. Numerous news reporting of the blast of a huge polar vortex started to pop last week as temperatures plummeted across the nation in a phenomenon that's being called the Big Chill. Consequently, natural gas prices soared to never-before-seen levels as the cold wind has literally frozen natural gas supplies and forced several plants to cut down receipts. At the same time, customers' demand for heating continued to climb. Since then, experts have been alerting that the longer the cold wave lasts, the higher prices could hit. Some even compared the unprecedented price surge to what was being seen inside the stock markets during the peak of the GameStop frenzy. In fact, as frigid temperatures caused equipment failures, temporary shutdowns, and flaring in at least 4 processing plants, the hysteria to purchase natural gas has sent prices up 32,000% in a few days. Recent reports unveiled that Targa Resources' Benedum gas plant in Upton County was affected for at least 7 hours last Thursday, while Occidental Petroleum's Bennett Ranch in Yoakum County, which is used for enhanced oil recovery, was affected for 9 hours. DCP Midstream's Goldsmith gas plant in Ector County had to shut down for an hour. These disruptions also affected several other nearby gas plants. As a result, the market's proverbial truth of low offer and high demand has dramatically hit prices. In several locations on the mid-continent, such as the ONEOK OGT natural gas spot, demand was so incredibly high that any available natural gas started to be purchased at virtually any price companies asked, which is why it exploded from $3.46 1 week ago, $9 on Wednesday, $60.28 on Thursday, and a shocking $377.13 on Friday, which explains the 32,000% increase, something completely unprecedented in all U.S. history. This is one of those situations where having a limit-up circuit breaker could actually be a lifesaver, although there is simply nowhere near enough supply to meet the demand at any price. For that reason, this explosive upsurge in prices isn't expected to disappear so soon. Just a couple of days ago, weather forecasts predicted the coldest temperatures in over a decade would hit the mid-continent region over this holiday weekend, which led prices to surge again at several locations across Kansas, Oklahoma, and eastern Arkansas, where hub prices traded at single-day record highs in the range of $200 to $300 per million thermal units, according to a Platts report. Regional hubs, which generally serve only limited local demand, have seen a wild competition among shippers, utilities, and end users that were fiercely running to meet weekend requirements. At one Enable gas transmission spot, the cash market traded up to $500, with weighted average prices staying steady by mid-season at around $359 per million thermal units. At other nearby locations, cash markets climbed to staggeringly record highs, with ONEOK Oklahoma trading at $374, while Southern Star was at $275, Panhandle at $225, and A&R Oklahoma at $205. According to data released by the Intercontinental Exchange at the region's benchmark location, NGPL Mid-Continent, the market was operating at around $205 per million thermal units. Moreover, as end users all over the mid-continent are competing for available gas, shippers quickly started to cut transmissions to neighboring markets. On February 12th, net inbound shipments of gas jumped to 180 million cubic feet per day, their highest on record since 2005. Just last month, the Mid-Continent region, which normally delivers gas to neighboring markets, has witnessed net outbound transmissions average approximately 3.1 billion cubic feet per day. On the other hand, as the offer for natural gas has got increasingly limited, the immediate downstream commodity, electricity, followed the same surge in both prices and demand in a matter of hours all across U.S. markets on Friday. Platts reported that as Arctic air mass continues to blanket much of central U.S., the U.S. National Weather Service has issued multiple severe weather notices. Widespread wind chills warnings and advisories are extended through February 14th, likely into the next week for much of the upper Midwest and Mid-Continent, as well as some areas in the Northwest and northern Texas. Daily temperatures across some of the locations will range between 30 to 40 degrees below average, according to the NWS. Eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, Northwest, much of Texas are also under winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories. It goes without saying that this is catastrophic news, not only for the continued halt in natural gas distribution, but also for tens of thousands of Americans who are about to see the effects of this explosion in electricity prices in this month's electricity bill. The following comes from a power trader at a Houston energy company in a note to Zero Hedge. Prices in response to the persistent cold have pushed load expectations to all-time winter highs and on par with the hottest summer days the U.S. has experienced. Actual shortages could persist if units aren't weatherized and fail at any point. Monday's peak is currently bid at 4,000, and the balance of the week, including Tuesday through Friday, is 1,000 to 2,000. Off-peak nights have traded at insane levels as well, with the balance of the month trading at $650. For reference, the summer of 2018 never came close to touching these levels. The highest trade on a balance of the day was around $2,000. The Public Utility Commission is meeting to discuss coordination and potential conservation efforts, but this event will likely crush several firms who are not collateralized enough to weather the storm. And all those folks could literally be looking at paying $4 plus per kilowatt hour across the state, as opposed to 12 cents, pushing power bills to the moon. Just yesterday, the peak price in the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, ERCOT, reached an extreme all-time high of $5,500, up from $302 the day before. According to Platts, the breakdown of the natural gas supply is severely impacting electricity prices in several states. In Texas, ERCOT prices hit record highs on the Intercontinental Exchange as temperatures throughout the state were estimated to drop double digits by tomorrow. Dallas temperatures were forecast to tumble to 8 degrees Fahrenheit, and Houston was forecast to fall to 34 degrees Fahrenheit, according to Custom Weather. The extraordinarily cold temperatures also impacted wind supply in ERCOT. Generation for tomorrow was forecast to go down by 52.5% to 27.8 gigawatts hour as cold temperatures damaged several wind turbines. The chairman of the Public Utility Commission of Texas, Deanne Walker, disclosed that there were multiple issues with some gas generation plants being curtailed, affirming that wind turbines are all frozen, which will add extra upward pressure on the already astronomical prices. According to a recent Zero Hedge analysis, ERCOT North Hub real-time next day, February 15th on-peak power prices skyrocketed to trade above $3,000, up from its previous settlement of $325 per megawatt hour. Next day prices broke high records, and they had not seen similar four-digit prices since August 15, 2019, when prices settled around $1,848 per megawatt hour. Furthermore, in response to the unexpected disruption, Texas's oil and gas regulator, the Railroad Commission of Texas, has approved emergency measures and warned that the deep freeze may have a severe impact on energy supplies, outlining that power plants are likely to struggle to acquire gas for generators. On the same note, Bloomberg's Javier Blas wrote in his Twitter, Texas utilities are asking citizens to conserve electricity if possible, as ERCOT prices surge across the board above $5,000 per megawatt hour and hit the $9,000 cap in many nodes. Texas' electricity grid is facing massive demand as cold weather hits southern and central U.S. states. In the central area, the Indiana Harbor peak climbed to its highest level since January 2019 and is now trading above $100 per megawatt hour. As the polar vortex continues to seriously affect the region, the February-to-date average day-ahead price skyrocketed almost 70% month-on-month and practically doubled year-on-year. The Mid-Continent Independent System Operator, or MISO, demand forecast for February 15th is the largest since August 2020 at 98.63 gigawatts. MISO has declared it would enact conservative operations in the face of extremely cold temperatures and generator fuel supply risks. In the most recent grid operators notice, the organization said it would suspend all transmission and generation maintenance in the affected areas and review all outages plans. In the West, power prices soared to the triple digits as a Pacific storm system was forecast to hit the Pacific Northwest and generate heavy snow and ice accumulations from Portland to Seattle. Prices traded up to $314 per megawatt hour in some locations. Meanwhile, differing from the rest of the country, the Northeast is set to experience more stable weather, with high temperatures in Boston and New York City forecast to slightly increase, moderate chances of snow and rain, according to the Weather Service. But still, the surge in prices was significant. In New England, for instance, prices rose from $3 to $87.50 per megawatt hour in less than a week. The latest weather forecasts are indicating that the polar vortex will continue pouring Arctic air into most of the central U.S. through the coming week, which means natural gas prices are likely to rise even further and electricity demand will continue to surge as Americans face one of the toughest winters ever recorded. And the results of this brutal chill wave will be translated numerically in our electricity bills this month, as it seems we've entered a new era where natural disasters and financial strains have become the new normal.